These cottages were bought sight unseen at an auction. There's 5 in total, ready to be converted into holiday cottages. So the one behind me is probably the one that would be the biggest. And then the one behind me now, ooh, yeah, that's a bit of a doozy. That one really does need work.
So something around that is leaking.
2 of them need new roofs. This one isn't bad, look at that. Bit of water damage inside from what we can see in the windows, but looks okay. That's all the land. It's really great. There's loads of land, way more than we expected. On this property, there's so many blackberry bushes. Just think of the blackberry pies that we're gonna make here. We're definitely gonna need more than a ride-on mower for this property. This is our first look of the cottages. All these spiders. The attic. Oh, what did you find? Oh no! As I am not in any way an interior designer, I may have to be calling on my friends at Cityline to ask for their help, because the insides might need a little bit more than a Lorraine touch, you know? We're gonna have to get some help in here.
Lorraine Simpson joins us now. Come on in here. And with a beautiful, oh yeah, twirl it, baby. We need to see the petticoat.
I know.
Gorgeous. Okay. We saw a little censored bar on that piece of video, and so that was, you know, a box of adult entertainment that you found in the cottage.
They weren't mine.
Oh, no, no. I know they weren't. And I know you told Keith to wash his hands after he found that. Were the toys the wildest thing you found in that in the cottages?
I think definitely they were the wildest things. And actually, later on, we even met people who had lived in that particular cottage. So we constantly looked at them as if to say, I wonder if I should ask them what they, your things you might have left in the attic. But yes, we did. But we also found some good stuff too.
Yeah.
We found an entire barbecue still in the box. So that was a win.
Good.
Yes. And then in the grounds, when we were outside, the grounds, you saw how overgrown it was.
I could not believe that.
Well, they were derelict for 8 years. So we bought them completely derelict. And we found an 8-foot fountain in the middle of the, you know, all the overgrown. Oh, but not just an 8-foot fountain.
Yeah.
We also found garbage in there because they'd used it as a garbage hide. So they had put things like a washing machine that was dumped, and yes, a dishwasher, and it was hidden in all the brambles, overgrown. So
easier than taking it to the dump, huh?
Yeah, and cheaper.
Yeah, and cheaper.
So,
a whole 8-foot fountain. That's a lot of bramble.
That's a lot of bramble.
I just want to mention that Lorraine's partner Keith, that's doing all the work, is in the audience today. Well, he's helping Lorraine. He's helping Lorraine. We love Keith. Nice to have you here. You named the cottages the Lemonade Cottages. Why is that?
Well, when life throws you lemons, as it did with the pandemic and the travel industry, of course, we were the hardest hit of the hardest hit. We had to figure out something pretty cool to do with those lemons. And so we decided it also has a story, and you know me, I've got to have a story. And we decided to call them Lemonade Cottages because we certainly made something very cool. Or should I say, Keith is making something very cool out of these cottages, along with my friends from Cityline.
You always do, and you always have the best perspective and the best frame of mind. That's why we love you around here. Like, you're able to twist everything and pivot everything, and you keep things positive, so thank you for all you do. Now, at the end of the tape, you mentioned you may be in over your head. It's okay. Luckily, Shai DeLuca came to the rescue. We've got help for you. So this summer, he came to Ireland to help get 2 of your cottages in working shape. Let's take a look.
Wow! Listen, the space is great.
Because you look at it and you go, oh my gosh, there's so much to do.
Right. We are here.
So Shai DeLuca has graciously agreed to come and help us with the cottages, but it won't be all hard work. There might be a bit of shenanigans going on as well.
Go on then.
I really want to play up to, the integrity of being an Irish cottage. And here's the thing, that the homes here are built from stone.
Yeah.
There's no studs, we're not taking anything back to studs, there's no drywall. So we're really working within the frame that we have.
Yeah.
What were your ideas that you had?
Well, I was really hoping that we might be able to keep this floor, or the look of the floor.
Yeah.
I love the chandelier. Can we keep that?
Absolutely not. It's far too small in scale.
Okay.
And the fact that we have such small windows, we really do need a lot more light in here. The fireplace is fantastic. Really, it is a blank slate. We can do whatever we want with it, and it makes it a lot easier that it's really kind of bare bones because we can really put our stamp on it. No matter where you are in the world, you're probably going to find an IKEA. So for the larger of the two cottages, or the more modern or transitional, we'll call it, I want to go a little bit more modern in the look of the sofa and the furniture. What do you think of something like this? When we talk about design inspiration really being all around us, this is it. I am so inspired by this, and I'm getting inspired for, guess which cottage?
Oh, the green cottage.
There we go. We agreed about wallpaper. I found one that I love. What do you think?
I absolutely love it.
Is it has just the hits of that cranberry color in it, but it balances really beautifully with the other, the other coloring, the other imagery. Is it a winner?
It's a winner. We're doing a bit of research. Cheers.
So each cottage is going to have its own little kind of color story, if you will.
Yep.
I love that motif. I think that, peppering this motif throughout is a really smart idea. Let's do it. You get it?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
The fireplace decided it was going to leak. Behind the fireplace is a boiler, and these used to be put in many, many years ago, but the boiler decided it was going to leak. And did it ever leak? All over the living room, everywhere, all over the fresh paint, all over the new floor. We found out how to stop the leak, which we have done, so it's just a bit of a clean-up job for now.
Much like we're seeing around the rest of the world, supply chain issues are happening here in Ireland as well. And as much as we wanted to be able to bring the furniture here while I was still here, unfortunately we won't be able to. But I have a solution for you.
Okay.
I take painter's tape and I actually lay out the furniture on the floor using the painter's tape. It's going to give you the opportunity to kind of live the space with the furniture in it.
So Shai left us to finish up on our own, but with numerous video calls and a bit of magic, the first cottage is ready for renters.
Goodness, Lorraine, that's incredible. Listen, Shai DeLuca is here as well. Let's go see him. Let's go see him. Oh my gosh. Do you see that they bonded? The matching outfit and everything. I love it.
Oh my goodness.
So, Shai, I loved seeing you there. I loved seeing you both together. Incredible chemistry.
Yeah.
Now they're twins. And I want to ask you, your design inspiration, what inspired you?
Well, you can tell it's super, super modern.
A lot of this.
A lot of this.
Yes.
Well, Lorraine actually really wanted to introduce English chintz into the space.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we wanted to keep it, really authentic looking, very much West Coast Ireland. Now, what is English chintz? First of all, let's understand what that is.
Yeah.
So chintz is a style that was actually invented in India, and it was actually wood block using. So they used to carve in a shape on a wood block, and they would use paint or fabric paint to then press onto calico, which is cotton. Now, why is it called chintz? So, you know, in today's language, when we say that's something that looks so chintzy.
Yeah, we say that looks inexpensive.
That looks inexpensive.
Oh,
because it was an inexpensive way to actually create this pattern, right? So it wasn't embroidery, it wasn't painted on by hand, it was actually block printing.
Cool.
So that's why it's called chintz. Now, English chintz is very floral. Think Laura Ashley, think, you know, over the top floral. And we wanted to do this, but we wanted to do it in a way that really spoke to kind of the modern twist that you also wanted to have on the space, but also really keep that kind of English chintz feel. So, you know, we have some pieces here and showing in ways in which you can do that and balance it. And, it, you know, it's super easy. So, for example, if I take a lamp like this, which we got from our friends at HomeSense, super easy. I'm going to take this beautiful shade that I found at our friends at Cynthia Finley Antiques, and all of a sudden, it's a chintz shade, but it has this modern base, and the coloring, because it works, I can put this on a nightstand, I can put this on a console, and all of a sudden it has a completely different look, it has a completely different story to it, and it works.
It totally works, and that's why Shai was a really good person to put into the mix. Not only do you two get along great, but he was able to help you modernize it. It looks amazing. You should be so proud of yourself. So you also helped name the cottages and gave them their color story. So Lorraine, are all the cottages named after fruit?
Kind of, yes. We've got lemonade, the first one that's ready. And then we did blueberry, which is what Shai did. And then we did lime, which is also what Shai did. And then after that, we were sort of thinking, you know, one is still very moldy. Maybe we call it mold. No, perhaps not. But we are going to be naming it probably apple because it backs on the apple orchard.
Nice.
But people can take the whole
I thought
thing.
cherry.
Oh, cherry. Oh, cherry and okay. We did cherry and the apple because we've got another two to name, right?
Yeah.
We'll fight after.
We'll fight after. But the thing is, people can have all of the cottages together or just one, and they're all kind of in a little circle together like an enclave, you know? I can't wait to have Christmas with my family in all this little... They'll all be able to fit. We have 6 kids. They'll all be able to fit.
That's right. Everybody gets their own cottage.
I love that.
Shai, why do you feel that motifs are important if you are dealing with short-term rentals?
Sure. So I think a motif is really kind of like a stamp. It's almost like something that you will remember. So I like to use the White House as the example, right? Because you think of the White House, you think of the green room, the red room, the whatever. You know the color stories. So for example, this was the wallpaper that we actually put into Lime Cottage. And if you look very closely at it, the reason that we had to actually bring a piece was because you can't really tell if you don't look closely. There's actually imagery in it. It's a toile. So there's little bunnies in it, a little hair in it. And this is a motif that we wanted to repeat into the rest of the cottage. So, you know, each cottage is going to have a story to it. So when people leave the cottage, I stayed at Lime Cottage, I stayed at Blueberry Cottage, I stayed at the cottage with the hares. You know, so it has that story, it has that memory to it.
I love that. And when you can attach a memory to something, you're really making it something that's going to stay and become part of the tradition and people will love. Why should people come to Ireland, Lorraine, other than the fact that you're there and you're lovely?
Also, to create those memories. You know, Ireland has so many beautiful places to visit. You know, the countryside, we're in the middle of the countryside, there's scenery, and then there's so much to do. Every village seems to have a castle. I mean, everywhere. Everywhere's got a pub and a castle, and usually the pub is fantastic food, and then there's a castle. There's actually 300 beaches in Ireland.
Really?
Yes, and we do get beautiful weather.
Okay.
Sometimes
I was going to ask that next.
Lovely.
Can you wear a bikini there? Does it get hot enough?
It does, and you know, it's just such a beautiful place. But not only that, you know, you don't want to ask directions from a family because the people are so nice there. You'll get to meet the extended family if you do. If you stop and ask for directions, you're going to somebody's house. So, and I think it's, and then you know, you can make coffee and you can look out of the window, and even there's cows come right up to your window because we're backing onto a farm, and you know, cars can even lick the window if they want to because they're literally right there. So I just think it's just a wonderful place. And thanks so much to Tourism Ireland for actually bringing Shai over.
Love that.
I was so grateful that he came and did an amazing job, but there's more to come.
We're going to be following along, and we're going to get your cottage update in the new year as well. In the meantime, if you want to visit Lorraine in Ireland, visit cityline.tv to get info on booking. For now, we're going to go to break. Lots more Cityline still ahead. Very cool.